Just north of Sanibel, this is how people are getting from one side to the other.
This little boat's the only way on and off this road. Just jump on, you grab that rope on the other side and just
pull yourself over
across. That's it.
Access also making recovery especially difficult in places like Sanibel and Pine Island. Their causeways destroyed. Crews now working on temporary bridge fixes.
Some of those folks were told to they're going to have to get off the island, but that's not the way they live. And we're going to have that bridge on Pine Island patched this week.
And those temporary bridge fixes are expected to really help when it comes to recovery operations and, of course, power restoration. Ravi, Cheryl.
All right, Rena, great reporting again from you tonight. Keep it going. Thank you so much for us.
Thank you.
You bet. Animals from Florida also are soon going to be up for adoption right here in Chicago. And we talked to Paws Chicago last night here at 7 o'clock on the Hour of Power, as Cheryl calls it. Volunteers arriving from Florida today, and they picked up more than 50 dogs and cats from shelters in the Naples and Fort Myers areas. The animals are going to be getting checked out by vets before they are put up for adoption.
Look at those faces. We know they will find forever homes very quickly, even if there's some foster homes in the interim as well.
And we heard also last night from Paws that even though there are animals here that are already in the shelters, they will be moved out, and then these dogs and cats will come in, and they expect them to be adopted out quite quickly, which is kind of nice to hear.
I know, right? Isn't October the best time to adopt a dog anyway? That was what we did a report on that last week when we talked about the stress level that dogs can feel about you. So
anytime's a good time to have a dog.
Right. I heard that. All right. Speaking from dog lovers, of course. Well, some incredible fall images by the lake from earlier this evening. Take a look. The trees, yes, they are starting. I'm talking slow because I want to just stay on this. They're starting to change colors already.
Look at that.
So pretty.
And you know what?
Wow.
They get the signal when the temperatures start to drop. So this is going to become fast and furious because Cheryl Scott has all the details of a change coming in our forecast. And then we get more of those kinds of pictures, right, Cheryl?
Yes, and especially into next week, we're going to start to see some of those colors really starting to pop, especially after late this week with our temperatures going way down. We're talking the coolest air mass yet this season since last spring moving in. We said that once already in this season, but get ready. It's getting even cooler. Pretty much everyone area-wide will be waking up to 30-degree temperatures as we go into the start of the weekend, just to give you a little tease there of what's to come. Live camera right now showing quiet conditions here in the city. It was a beautiful day, mostly clear, not sunny right now. That sun has set. Today's high 74 degrees. Yesterday we were at 70. The average 68. We're going to get in another 24 hours with our temperatures above average. So right now we're into about the mid to upper 60s. Aurora at 58, Midway sitting at 67. Futurecast showing our temperatures going down, but not as cool as the past couple of mornings that we've experienced, especially last week. We wake up near 50 degrees in a lot of locations, 40s out to the north and west tomorrow. Winds in from the south and west. It's going to be breezy, but we'll get our temperatures up into the mid 70s. Not as sunny as today. We'll work in a few more clouds, but a beautiful day as we go into the day tomorrow. Thursday, we reach our high temperatures early. Then this cold front will come charging through and temperatures go crashing down. By Friday, a high of only 53 degrees. And that's when we get into that really cool fall air. By Saturday morning, we wake up in the 30s. Saturday afternoon, highs only in the 50s. We get back up into the 60s, back to near average early next week. But with this change in our temps also comes the threat of some rain. And it has been fairly dry over the past couple of days. The warmest in weeks as we go into the day tomorrow with that high of 75. Thursday and Friday calling for that change in our temperatures and the threat of some rain. So a live look right now with satellite and radar combined, a front back to the north and west. We also have some activity off of the coast there. New England, Mid-Atlantic getting hit with the remnants of Ian. It has been windy and cold and rainy there with that system. And then here at home, it's quiet. That front up to the north and west will eventually make it in by about Wednesday night into Thursday is when we'll start to see some shower activity moving in. So Thursday morning, pausing this, just some scattered showers here in the forecast. That front will come charging through with it, a few spotty showers, isolated storm threat, but mainly in the form of some rain. This is not going to be a washout. Perhaps a few hundredths of an inch of precipitation in some scattered spots behind the front will be the big story. So really not about the measurable rain. It's those winds going up out of the north, 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts and high temperatures by Friday. Struggling. And that's where we could also find some lake effect showers, especially close to the Illinois shoreline and northwest Indiana. Beyond the 7-day, that cooler air mass taking a hold here across the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. So if you want to look a little bit out into the future. We do go down this weekend. By Monday and Tuesday, back to near average, but then 60s and 50s returning to the region for the middle to the end of next week. So here's that plan Saturday morning. Plan accordingly for some layers with temperatures near that freezing mark. We're looking at the potential here of a freeze, definitely some frost in and around our region, close to the Chicago area, downtown area, lakefront. We're still going to be near about 40, but still looking to drop into the 30s, so the coldest there yet. For tonight, 40s and 50s. Tomorrow, highs in the mid 70s. It's going to be a beautiful day. We get the sunshine early, increasing clouds later in the day. By Thursday, showers moving in. Friday, showers late. There you can see that temperature change, and the weekend looking okay here and pretty good for the marathon as well. Back to you.
Yeah, it looks really good for the runners. Of course, 40s in the morning when the
I love 40-degree weather. Yep.
But Cheryl, I think I heard you say those words not right. Freeze and frost. I'm not ready yet. Like
you're not ready.
I think she did say that, right? My hearing is okay, right?
Getting to that time of the year. The average first freeze is October 25th here in the
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we still got a couple of weeks to go, though. And plus, next week she said 70 in the middle of the week. So the heater and the AC is going to go.
Cheryl Scott, thank you so much.
Well, let's talk about a popular Halloween display in Plainfield. It is currently closed.
Yeah, but the family is hoping to meet with the city tomorrow to find a way to reopen the display here, replicating a scene from the hit Netflix series Stranger Things. And it features a lifelike mannequin appearing to hover in midair. Everything was fine with all this. That is, until one neighbor complained.
It's upsetting, you know, to be told, like, we support you, we're behind you, we understand why you're doing this, and to have that blow up in your face.
A neighbor accusing the family of bringing negative attention to the neighborhood and opening the door for possible home invasions. Wow.
Very creative. We have been covering the story from day one, and people are still trying to figure out how is it suspended in air. You don't see any of the wires or anything, and it's, you know, tribute to that Netflix series.
It sure is. People love that. But you know, in terms of what the neighborhood is going through,
yeah,
you can probably see both sides of that for sure.
Definitely.
And some people don't like the extra traffic, and it's interesting. It is one squeaky wheel here.
I know. We'll be continuing to follow it to see what happens after, you know, there's much discussion about
Somehow
it.
I think this story is not over. There's a lot of time left in October.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, some patients at Lurie Children's Hospital getting a big opportunity to get their hands dirty. They took part in the first ever Chicago Kids Dig, hosted by construction firm Clayco. The kids got to operate the bulldozers and excavators at a site at the Fulton Market neighborhood. More than 100 children and their families got to take part in the event.
Who doesn't love construction equipment?
I know, like tearing things up and building them back up.
When
you
walk by a place, right, and you see many times they're screened in, and you always see people trying to find a little space in the fence to be able to look through and see these things. We're all kids at heart.
Didn't you get construction trucks when you were younger too, and the little shovels that you would turn the knob and then it would scoop up, you know, some of the stuff, that the fake concrete that came with it. So
that still gets kids. Still gets kids to these days.
And it's a career. It could change to a career for some young people because they talk about, you know, I got this for Christmas or for a holiday, for a birthday, and it turned into a career for them because they were fascinated by the process. So,
well, son of an engineer, there you go.
See?
That's how it works. All right, changes are coming to airlines around the country. We have some new rules to tell you about for flight attendants.
And actress Constance Wu opening up about backlash in Hollywood in a new memoir. Plus,
remembering the life of country legend Loretta Lynn. That is next. Welcome back, everyone. Tonight we're remembering country superstar Loretta Lynn, her family announcing she died peacefully in her sleep.
ABC's Ika Jachi takes a look back at her life from rags to riches.
Loretta Lynn was born Loretta Webb in Butcher Hollow, Kentucky in 1932, the second of 8 children of a coal miner, later turning her life in the poor Appalachian community into a 1970 #1 song, Coal Miner's Daughter, a best-selling autobiography and Oscar-winning movie.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter. I would write about my life and what was going on around me right at the time.
Her song and book covered her childhood and marriage to Oliver Lynn at only 15. By age 16, she had the first of her 6 children. While her husband was abusive and cheated on her, she called the man nicknamed Dew the love of her life.
If he hit me once, I hit him twice. He knew it too.
But after 50 years of this, why didn't you just divorce him?
I loved him.
Dew bought her first guitar and inspired songs like You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man. They were married for almost 50 years until his death.
And he always said to me, honey, that's a hit.
During her over 6-decade career, Lynn wrote over 160 songs, including some that were considered controversial, like The Pill, about birth control.
Yeah, I'm making up for all those years since I've got the pill.
And Rated X, about the double standard women face.
You can't have a male friend when you're a has-been or a woman, you're rated X. I sang that a lot of the disc jockeys banned, because they thought it was going to be really bad. So it was a big record for me.
In 2013, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, awarded by President Obama. Lynn stopped touring in 2017 after she suffered a stroke, but she didn't stop releasing new music, recording at a studio at her Tennessee estate, a compound so massive it includes a museum, post office, waterfall, gift shop, and replica of the cabin she grew up in back in Kentucky. Loretta Lynn, the first lady of country music. Ika Jachi, ABC News, Washington, D.C.
Just stunning.
What a legend.
Iconic. Yeah. I mean, in that song, Coal Miner's Daughter.
Incredible lyrics.
Wow. And she was a great writer, too.
Sure was, yeah.
Yes, excellent performer.
And, so many folks here in Chicago very much remembering Loretta Lynn.
Of course, and that includes Scotty K from US 99.
He is very special because you don't have a lot of the artists now currently doing some of the things they are doing without Loretta Lynn doing it 50 years ago.
Exactly. She was the inspiration, and many musicians also sharing how Loretta Lynn inspired them. Dolly Parton saying Lynn was a wonderful human being, a wonderful talent, and had millions of fans saying she was one of them.
Leanne Rimes calling her an icon, a trailblazer, and a beautiful soul. Loretta Lynn was 90 years old. We'll miss her.
Finally getting to be heard and tell my story where, I felt
judged for so long.
That is actress Constance Wu opening up about her struggles the last few years. In 2019, she faced major backlash over some tweets when her show Fresh Off the Boat got renewed. She says she nearly tried to take her own life.
Well, now Wu is reclaiming her narrative and sharing some rough moments from her life, including alleged harassment.
My first couple of years on Fresh Off the Boat, I was sexually harassed by a producer, and I was intimidated and threatened a lot by him. I was scared of losing my job, but also because, and this is pre-Me Too movement, compared to other stories of the harassment I endured, it, quote, wasn't that bad.
Powerful interview today on Good Morning America. Wu writes about the experiences in a new memoir called Making a Scene, which is out today.
Major changes coming to airports nationwide. There are new rules for rest for flight attendants. The FAA announcing workers must get 10 hours off between shifts. That is 1 hour extra of rest.
Well-rested crew members are important to safety. And as we've seen too often recently, they are in the front lines, or they are on the front lines, responding to unruly passengers who could threaten the safety of flight and other passengers.
Currently, flight attendants work up to 14 hours a day and only get 9 hours of rest in between shifts. The new rule takes effect in 30 days, and airlines have up to 90 days to comply.
Elon Musk's on and off deal to purchase Twitter is reportedly back on. Musk once again is offering $44 billion for the social media platform. That is the same price originally agreed before Musk tried to back out over concerns about fake accounts. Twitter sued him for not going through with the purchase. The company's stock jumped 13% today before trading was halted.
And Apple will have to change its charging ports for devices, at least in Europe. The European Union is introducing new rules to create a standard charging port for most electronic devices. The European Parliament voting to make USB-C chargers the standard, and those are the connectors used by Android devices. Apple is expected to be the company most impacted here, but Samsung and others also will need to make some changes.
Well, celebrating Meals on Wheels, Chicago with a celebrity chef ball, the big fundraiser happening this month. That story is coming up next. But first, let's check in with Cheryl Scott. Hey, Cheryl.
It's been so dry, but beautiful. We do have big changes on the way. Crashing temperatures with some rain moving in from the middle to the end of the week. We'll time this out coming up.
Well, we have a chance for you to eat some incredible food and support Meals on Wheels Chicago all at the same time.
That's right. It's the organization's big fundraiser. It's called the Celebrity Chef Ball. It's happening the 14th of October. Tickets are on sale right now. And Heidi Clifton of Meals on Wheels Chicago and Andrew Zimmerman, the executive chef at Sepia and Proxy, joining us tonight. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Heidi, let's start with you. This event has raised more than $4 million. That's not a typo, for Meals on Wheels Chicago. What can people expect this year?
Well, this is such a unique experience for our guests. We have, it's a black tie optional event, and we actually have some of the best chefs in the city. Over 50 chefs will be cooking, and we have a VIP dinner where there'll be 6 courses served by our chefs. Chef Andrew is one of them. There's 3 chefs per pod, and each pod consists of 3 tables of 10, and so your guests get a really true, intimate, fine dining experience. And we actually have a mixologist within each. Everybody will get a cocktail before dinner. We also have a dessert lounge to follow, a cocktail reception prior to the VIP dinner, and it's a one-of-a-kind experience. And it's truly something that's unique that anything that has to offer in Chicago.
It's a beautiful thing, Heidi, is that we are all gathering together for the first time, a lot of us, since 2019. So, Chef Andrew, why is it so important for you to participate this year?
Well, first of all, we've participated in the past. We believe, my business partner Emmanuel and I believe, that making sure that people have good food, like that's one of the core things that we do in our job. And then we believe that extends out to making sure that people can eat good food, even if they don't have access to it readily themselves. And Meals on Wheels takes, the lead in making sure that people get food. So it's something that has always made sense to us, and we've always participated in. And this is the first year that we've come back to do it. Obviously, we took the last 2 years off, and we're really looking forward to it. It's a great event. Lots of people show up. Lots of chefs that I know are there. The food's incredible, and the experience for the guests is wonderful, and it's a great cause. So it's a win across the board.
It's a fun one to cover for sure.
Reporter involvement. Are you?
Yeah, exactly. Get some samples. But no, the issue though, like Meals on Wheels is such an established charity. It does such great work in so many communities, and you've raised so much money over the years. Tell us kind of, if you can, specifically where the money goes to now that you raise here.
Well, absolutely. The donations go to work tomorrow immediately. Meals on Wheels is partners up with Open Kitchens in Chicago. This is actually their 35th year of Meals on Wheels Chicago and delivering meals. They started in 1987 when they partnered with the city. And they've actually delivered about 4.9 million meals annually and over 100,000 meals per week to our residents and those who are homebound, Chicago homebound seniors and those with disabilities. And if it wasn't for our supporters, it's just such an incredible cause, because if the donations, we've never had a wait list, which is just astounding. There is no wait list for Meals on Wheels Chicago. So our signature event, the Celebrity Chef Ball, is our biggest fundraiser. And our goal is to hope to raise about $500,000 this year to get over the $5 million mark that we've donated since the last 35 years. So it's incredibly important.
Heidi, that is a blessing to say that there is no wait list. That is phenomenal news to hear. So that takes us to Chef Andrew and the dishes, because I'm looking at the dishes in front of him right there. He didn't bring any here to the stream team, the Hour of Power, for us to taste test before the big gala and the big fundraiser, because we are good taste testers here, Chef Andrew.
But I think they'd be perfectly fine. But anyway.
Right. Well, what about the surprise dishes, and what are you preparing that you can share with us tonight?
Well, we have, between the other 2 chefs in the pod that I'm in, we have an array of vegetarian dishes and seafood dishes and meat dishes. There's going to be live scallops and slow cooked short ribs and salmon and sweet potatoes and a really great array of dishes. The ones I have here are sort of similar to some of the dishes that we would do. I don't have the actual dishes because we don't want to blow any secrets and keeps people's excitement up for the actual event. But this is a scallop crudo with watermelon nam jim that we serve here at Proxy, and a smoked lamb chop with preserved lemon and harissa that we do also. And they're similar to the kind of dishes that you could expect to see, at least in my pod, at the event.
Wow. I mean, he talked about the short ribs of beef earlier, you know, in the conversation too. Robbie's mouth is watering hearing.
I'm like coughing. I have to like already like undo my jacket here.
I want to be,
All right.
yeah. You want to dress very comfortable for a night like that,
But it's
so you can
black
enjoy.
tie optional.
It's definitely an elastic waistband.
Time for a cummerbund.
No belts.
All right, Heidi Clifton with Wheels on Wheels, Chef Andrew Zimmerman. Amazing stuff. Thanks so much for joining us. That event, you bet.
Thank you very much.
Wish you best blessings, everybody. I know
Yeah.
it's going to be a big hit, of course. The event is October 14th, and we're going to post more details for you at ABC7Chicago.com.
I think my mouth was watering.
I know.
That's why I started to
Yeah,
cough a
you're
little
like,
bit.
getting all choked up about it. Well, we've got some really good news on this Thankful Tuesday. It's Chicago, yes, our beloved city, topping a list. And we really love to share it with you.
Yeah, it is amazing. Yet again, ahead tonight. Why our city being called the best large city in America? Welcome back, everyone. Chicago, once again, making history.
Our city was voted, we're number one for the best big city by Condé Nast Traveler for the 6th year in a row. That is unprecedented. Now, the rankings are part of the 2022 Reader's Choice Awards. Condé Nast calling Chicago, of course, a world-class destination for its impressive architecture, first-rate museums, brilliant chefs. We just spoke to one just moments ago. And then there is that massive brewing scene.
When we arrived here, I was like, oh my God, what is this place?
Norway is like, it's not so many people, so this is a whole new level of city, if that's, And it's so beautiful. The weather has been amazing.
There's beautiful history and architecture. There's delicious food. You know, the people are always friendly. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Yes, we are very kind folk. And of course, you can see they interviewed all tourists, so it's not being a biased interview there. Choose Chicago says tourism the city is booming, approaching levels from 2019, and that was before the pandemic. So coming in at number 2 of the best cities in the United States, Honolulu, followed by San Diego, Nashville, and New York City, rounding out the top 5. We beat out Honolulu.
Wow.
Okay.
We beat out New York.
Is huge.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's easy to beat out. They're number 5. We're number 1.
Yeah, and you know what? 6 years in a row. That's amazing. Condé Nast also releasing several other lists as well. Take a look here. Topping the list of best small cities in the U.S. is Charleston, South Carolina. And then we see Aspen, Colorado. And how about Santa Fe, New Mexico?
Those
very
are
interesting places.
Nice,
to visit.
quaint places.
Charleston is
really
interesting
nice.
place. Very interesting.
Really nice. We're so proud. Like, this is our city, and 6 years in a row.
You know, when people come to visit here, they're always stunned.
Impressed.
They're always just blown away.
Right.
You drive down DeSable Lakeshore Drive, you come and see downtown from that angle, and you could just, you can see their breath kind of get taken away, and then they go on the architectural tour and go into the neighborhoods, do walk along the river walk. I mean, those are all great spots. And then get out in the neighborhoods.
We have great festivals, and of course, people make the difference, all the difference in the world. I know when you moved here, Ravi, 15 years ago from Canada, you were like, I'm done. This is it. This is going to be my second home. I'm staying.
This is it. We took a lot. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Congratulations, Chicago.
Yeah, way to go, Chicago. Way to go.
My
Okay.
hometown, born and raised here. I knew
That's
that.
it.
Right.
And you're back.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to get an anchor job in your hometown.
Yes, it is. Yes.
All right, or your adopted hometown. That is. For me, here's something that we can all celebrate as well. It is National Taco Day. It falls on Taco Tuesday, of course.
Yes.
Apparently, October the 4th has been celebrated as National Taco Day since 2009. And plenty of chains offering up all kinds of deals. Taco Bell offering you the chance to buy a Taco Lover's Pass. So for $10, you can get tacos for 30 days. 7-Eleven offering rewards members mini tacos for $2. Grubhub offering some delivery deals. And of course, you can always support one of the many locally owned taco shops that we have in the area.
So many delicious ones. I mean, that have authentic tacos.
You know, you talk about moving here, and I have to say, when I did move here many years ago, I was blown away by the food. I think I literally gained like 15 pounds in the first, I don't know, 8 months that I was here, just eating everything. I never had the kind of Mexican food that you have here. Never had what's the beef? The beef dip, the Italian beef. Never had an Italian beef. Never had giardiniera before.
No, really?
No, not like that.
And I bet you're like
here.
obsessed over it now.
So now you just have to
put it on the pizza. Yesterday we talked about that pizza, of course, Luminati's and Portillo's, that Italian beef pizza, deep dish Italian, and yeah. What do you put on your taco? What's your favorite way to eat the taco?
I just to be honest, I like a lot of vegetables on it. I like
no chicken, beef, or shrimp,
whatever is there.
Okay.
But it seems to me the flavor seems to come out like when you get the lettuce and the tomato and some onions in there and guacamole.
Guacamole. Oh,
that was another thing.
Yummy.
Really ate here a lot of that
fresh
I'd never eaten before.
Guacamole. Yeah.
It's like I came from the wild north. Something. All right, so National Taco Day. There you go. Talk about other news right now. Jennifer Lopez starring in a new rom-com to tell you about.
Yeah, people have been talking about it all day. It's called Shotgun Wedding, but the movie she made with Josh Duhamel may not be what you were expecting.
Pirates outside, and they took everybody hostage. Here's the plan. I'll trap them in the net.
Spray him in the eyes. It won't work.
Why?
Too many steps.
Okay, it's about a destination wedding that really goes off the rails. The couple forced to rescue their families from a dangerous hostage situation. Shotgun Wedding premieres on Prime Video in January. But by the way, this is at least the 8th time J-Lo will have played a bride in a movie. And in real life, she's played one 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
Twice with Affleck?
Well, they never married.
Not the first time.
Yeah, they never married. They were just engaged. And then 20 years later, they did get married. But they got married at the place they were going to get married in Savannah, Georgia, 20 years ago. So, see?
You need no briefing on any of these stories, do you? I have to at least once in a while read an article, get up to speed.
I love pop culture. I do.
Talk about hockey, I can do that with hockey.
Right, and see, I would need your help on that for sure. I can play hockey.
Star Wars.
Right. I need your help on that one as well. So,
politics.
See, we work well together because I can help you where you can help me, and then we can get it all done together.
It's all about giving.
Right, sharing, uplifting.
Yeah. All right, Hocus Pocus 2 is the #1 film premiere to date on Disney+. Our parent company says that is based on the number of hours that are watched in the first 3 days. That's how they measure it. So the movie hit the streaming service on Friday. It's a sequel to the film back in 1993, and it brings back the same cast playing the Sanderson sisters. Tell us about this one, Auntie Cheryl.
I didn't see the first one, but a lot of people really like both of them. So, and this is the season to see it. And the fact that it's #1, we appreciate that because we all work for Disney. I mean, I know the 3 characters. They are some of the most talented 3 women. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and then Kathy Najimy. She came in the studio. Do you remember, were you here when she came in the studio?
No, no
you
way.
Weren't here. She was promoting Big Fat Wedding, the big Greek wedding.
No, I totally missed that.
She was here, I remember just like it was yesterday, and we were over there talking, interviewing her, and I was trying to do my best and telling her thank you in Greek. And she said I did a good job.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but those are three really talented actresses, and people were so excited about Hocus Pocus too.
It's nice. It's nice when the studios can make a sequel that works. You know,
yeah.
sometimes it doesn't work, but there's one that does. All right. With that, let's talk a little bit of Hocus Pocus and the change.
Some magic,
that
Cheryl.
is coming in the weather.
Right, Hocus
Cheryl
Pocus,
Scott
for
has your
sure.
weather forecast. How do you like that,
Yeah.
Cheryl? How do you like that one?
I need a little wand. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be happy about this forecast later this week.
Crystal ball.
Well, I
always
got
got the
crystal
crystal ball.
ball. I can see into that. I know what's happening, but I can't change it, right? Just the messenger. We're getting chilly later this week. Today's high, 74 degrees. Focus on the now, the present. Yesterday, 70, the average, 68. Above that. Expected to be above average tomorrow, which also will be the warmest day of the next 5 to 7. Temps currently outside, 50s and 60s. We've had some cool mornings. It won't be that chilly overnight. We're going to fall off in the 40s to near 50 degrees. Winds out of the south and west tomorrow, bringing these temps up into the mid-70s. Tomorrow's going to be another beautiful day. We will throw in a few more clouds with a weather disturbance that will be getting close to us, and we do have a front arriving on Thursday, and there you can see that dramatic change and shift in our temperatures going downhill big time. Come Friday, a high of only 53. Waking up Saturday morning, the coldest air yet across our area. We're expecting these temps near freezing in the 30s, almost area-wide. So it will be a chilly start to the weekend. By Sunday, back up close to near average. The long range does have a handful of days of below average weather days for us, though. On Wednesday, tomorrow, beautiful 75 degrees. Front moves in Thursday. Winds pick up. It's going to be a windy day. Temperatures dropping later in the evening. By Friday, highs only in the 50s. With that wind, it will feel like it's in the 40s. Have you used your coat yet? You may want to get that ready to go later this week. We are tracking that front up to the north and west. On the other side of the screen in the map here, you can see the remnants of Ian impacting the mid-Atlantic and New England, just sitting there off the coast and churning in the cool, wet weather for so many there, still dealing with the impacts. Area of low pressure, the remnants there of Ian, the cold front there off to the north and west of us. That will be moving in as we go into the next 48 hours. So as we time this out, here you can see some increasing clouds into the day tomorrow. Like I said, it won't be as bright and beautiful. We do get our temps into the 70s though. And then as we go late Wednesday into Thursday, some scattered shower activity, not expecting a whole lot, a few hundredths of an inch of precipitation expected as we go into Thursday afternoon. Isolated to spotty showers here. Here comes that front. So early on, we get our temperatures up by 4 or 5 o'clock, wind shifting in from the north and west. Notice those wind speeds up to 30 miles per hour coming down Lake Michigan. That's also going to allow for some lake effect rain showers into the day on Friday. So along the Illinois shoreline as well as northwest Indiana, we're going to have those clouds lingering early Friday. It's going to be chilly as well. And there you can see the lake effect showers coming in, winds out of the north and east. High temperatures only in the low 50s to near 50 degrees. It will feel like it's in the 40s on Friday. It's going to be cool. And here you can see the cooler than average weather here across parts of the Midwest and the East Coast as we go into the long range model. So we do get those temperatures down later this week. By Monday into Tuesday next week, back up to 70, but then later into mid-October, temperatures expected to drop below average yet again. And here's a picture of what it's going to look like Saturday morning. Low temperatures close to freezing, perhaps some of you below, well off to the north and west. Tonight, 40s and 50s. Tomorrow, we're back up into the 70s, partly sunny and pleasant skies, increasing clouds as we go through the day. Some showers developing late Thursday, windy weather as well. Friday, lake effect showers, a cool weekend, but by Sunday, highs in the 60s, morning temps in the 40s for the Chicago Marathon. So looking good for the runners there. Back to you.
All right, yeah, perfect running weather, at least for them. Thanks so much, Cheryl.
Yeah, especially for the people who take a longer time. It'll be great weather by the time they finish, like if I was doing it.
It can get dangerous, though, like for a marathon, if it starts getting really hot. We've done that. That's happened in this city a lot of time.
All right, Cheryl, thank you. Still to come, everybody. The big celebration for a little boy who saved his friend's life.
Finally, for us, at just 8 years of age, an Oklahoma boy is a hero.
He saved his choking classmate. Garrett Brown's school had an assembly to honor him. Brown recently used the Heimlich maneuver when a classmate was choking on a chicken nugget. He says his dad taught him how to do it. Wow. Well done. Wow. Great job. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Great way to end on this Tuesday night. We'll see you at 10 on ABC7.